FM News Talk 97.1. On demand audio. You're listening to Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
Haji, test the microphones, please. Thank you.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 R1 R2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Thank you, Haji. All right, coming up, David Letterman, the inside look at his politics as he's interviewed by Regis Philbin. Kind of funny stuff. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you've heard of Mike Bost by now, I bet, haven't you? He's a Illinois state rep. Remember, we had a Democrat call in yesterday saying, if this guy runs for governor, I'm voting for him. Check it out, everybody.
Again, total power in one person's hands. Not the American way. These damn bills that come out here all the damn time come out here at the last second. And I got to try to figure out how to vote for my people. Y'all are ashamed of, or you should be. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm sick of it. Every year we give power to one person. It was not made that way in the Constitution. He was around when it was written. Now we pass rules that stop each one of us. Enough! I feel like somebody trying to be released from Egypt. Let my people go!
Yeah. That was fantastic. Although the only unfortunate thing there, Representative Bost, is because you happen to be a conservative, it's being called a tirade and a temper tantrum and a guy losing. Right. And hey, listen, if you were a liberal, it would be an impassioned speech. It would be Mike Bost taking a stand.
Right. Well, it's still Mike Bost taking a stand. They can call it what they want. You know, I've been in the General Assembly for 18 years, and of the last 30 years, we've had the same Speaker of the House here in the state of Illinois. Except for the first 2 years that I came in, we were in the majority for that 2 years. And it is, and whenever I said he was around when we wrote the Constitution, the state of Illinois' Constitution was written in 1970. He actually was part of that constitutional rewrite in 1970.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that statement. He wasn't around when the United States Constitution was written. But the way that he has manipulated his power basically centralizes it all on one person. That's why we have a lot of problems that we have in the state of Illinois. And that was just a finally, that I can't take it anymore situation. I don't normally act that way. I have worked with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle on a regular basis, but still hold to my conservative beliefs. They just think I'm just pretty radical with my conservative beliefs.
Well, it was great because I'll tell you what, because we serve obviously both sides of the river here in St. Louis, I hear a lot from Illinois residents about how they are so handcuffed not only by the budget and the fiscal irresponsibility, but also by taxes and that kind of thing. And
Sure.
as you point out, this pension bill wasn't really as much as the bill itself, but the process by which the bill was brought to the House floor.
Let me clarify how it was brought to the floor, because what happened is we've been working as House Republicans on this year for a year and a half because this is a huge issue. But over the last 4 months, we really got intense with both sides of the aisle working specifically to try to find something that can cure our problem long range and still try to meet all the obligations that we possibly can under what we feel we have been obligated to. That being said, whenever we had drafted all this language, I came in that morning, this was 2 days ago, that morning at 7:15, which is actually late for me, and looked at one of the staffers and said, okay, look, where are we at with dot points on the bill? They said, no. The speaker is bringing a bill forward. He gutted everything and is bringing a new bill forward. I said, what's in it? He said, they go, we don't really know yet. They're just finishing drafting it. They gave it to us 10 minutes before going into the committee. It was an almost 300-page bill, 298-page bill.
Wow.
It had all the things that we were opposed to in it. I say that. There were bits and pieces that we weren't opposed to, but the main problem was it was going to be a shift of the burden from the state of Illinois, to a local property tax for at least two of the pension systems, and put it on the backs of the homeowners and property owners of the states of Illinois. They didn't create the problem.
Yeah. Now, Representative Bost, what did people say to you afterwards? I love looking at the people sitting there around you. I looking at their faces. They didn't really know what to do.
They were, and that's it. I've heard people complain on the Facebook and everything like this, and contact me and says, why were they just sitting there? Why weren't they? The people there are good people. They each one of them have their own issues that they've worked on, and maybe they've also seen me in committee blow up like that too. I don't know, but I think I've kind of put a couple of them in shock. I know my immediate seatmate to the right, he was kind of like, wow, what was that?
Well, that's great. Now,
they're good people.
Now, did you expect to get the kind of attention you got?
No. I never would have thought that it went this. This has gone big. And here's the thing that a lot of people express, though they don't live in Illinois. Some who lived in Illinois call back and say, hey, I remember how that was there. But others just feel that same repression from the federal government,
right,
and other forms of government that they have to deal with. And they say, I wish I could express myself. You said exactly how I feel, and it's amazing how this has gone nationwide.
Yeah, it reminds me of how the Tea Party started when the individual they were on CNBC. I actually forgot his name already, but went on talked on the floor and was passionate about the government and the economy, and boom, off we went with the Tea Party. So this is great, Mike.
Remember this, and I've thought about this a lot, obviously over the last couple of days. Our nation was built on people that don't just sit back and finally they've had enough.
Yeah.
The forefathers that formed this nation stood up even to the point of death to form a different society that actually listens to the individuals, not just the strong dictator and or the strong king.
Well, Representative Bost, it's been a privilege to have you on the show with us, and thank you for what you did there on the floor. It was brave, it was courageous, it was passionate, and it was American, most of all. So thank you, my friend.
You. I appreciate being on.
It's Common Sense Radio.